Alright, we're getting set to do some covering, and what I've done so far is I've taken a piece of HDPE and I have cut it into rectangles of about the size, a little bigger, maybe half an inch bigger all around than the piece that will be covered. That's the stabilizer piece. Here's the wing right on top of that. And this HDPE eventually will get smooth, very flat. But right now I'm just kind of roughing it out. Make sure I have enough clearance all the way around so that when I set it down on there, I don't have to mess with it too much. So there's those two pieces. I'm going to slide them aside just so we can get the box out for spraying. Now I also have two pieces ready to go for the wing tips as well. Those are smaller, of course. So I'm just going to move these aside while I get out my box. And inside the box, what I've done is I've made kind of a paper, model airplane origami. I've just made a little support so that when I take a piece, I can set it right about like that. You want the side up that's going to receive the spray-on glue, and then I'll just pick it up and I'll set it down onto the plastic. So in order to do this, right, I'm going to have this plastic ready to slide into place, and I'm going to spray this first one, and then move the box, slide the plastic into place, and this will work out fine. Okay, just a little light spritz. Make sure you have some coming out, and that's plenty. That's 3M77. Going to pick this up, move the box, slide the plastic into place. And this is where you do want to make sure you have it as smooth as you can. Kind of wish I weren't holding the wing in one hand right now, but we'll get it. Smooth that out. And you have a little working time with this glue. It doesn't have to be set down instantaneously. Okay, so that's looking good. Come over here, still very lightly holding the frame, and get it close to the edge. And then I'm just going to let it flop down onto there. Press it down all along and pick up the covering on the other side. And that's pretty much ready to go. I need to just check it, make sure everything's good. I'll go all the way around and press it down with my hand. My thumb just very lightly pressing, make sure it's adhering all the way around. I think you can see that. And then we'll come back in a minute and trim it. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't I trim this one right away so that you can see the technique. Now I like to use this nice big scissors right here. I got it at a hardware store, and it works like a champ. And what I'm going to do is, in one complete move, I'm going to cut off the little extensions of the spars as well as the covering. So I'm just following the covering. There we go. Get that out of there. Move on to one of the edges. Let's see, you want to get right in there. You want the descending blade of the scissors to be traveling right alongside the wood. And you just got to be patient. You can do this with smaller scissors. You can also use one clean pass with a sharp, brand new, hopefully, X-Acto blade. Works very good. Okay, so there's one edge right there. Come along, do the opposite edge, or the opposite. I guess that would be the tip of the surface. There's that one. And then just one more down the line here. And it's going pretty well. Okay, I'll cover a wing in a second and show you how you can use an X-Acto knife to do that same thing. Okay, I'm not perfectly happy down at this end, so I'm going to just clean it up a little bit. There you go. Okay, so that's covered. Make sure you have no little extra bits, and that's ready to mount on the tailbone. Set that aside. Okay, let's do a wing main panel. And this time I think I learned a lesson. I'm going to spray it and then set it aside inside the box so I have both hands to get the covering into place. Okay, so I have that ready to go. Here's my spray. That's good. Set the box aside. Move my covering into position, And this time I have both hands available, so I can smooth that out nice and flat. So the critical part here is just to make sure there's no major wrinkles, but some wrinkles are okay. In fact, there are some people who crinkle this stuff up, or film anyway, to form little tiny wrinkles. In the theory there is that the small wrinkles cause little turbulations, which cause the flow to stay attached and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, so I want to hit this right in the middle, and then let it fall down to the table, and then pressing all along that other spar, just gently press it to the covering. And if the covering doesn't want to come up from the table, you can help it. You don't want to press it so fast and so quickly that you crack the wood, of course. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. And sometimes right about now is when I like to go and press it against the table, and that makes the covering stick all the better. Ready for some trimming. Don't forget the wings have these kind of inward bending ribs, so you want to be careful there. I think what I'll do is I'll trim these with the scissors, and I'll show you the X-Acto technique on the long runs. Okay, right along there, and you want to let it sort of float in your hand and snip that free. Okay, let's try X-Acto blade for the long runs here. Well, stuff's clingy, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to trim this long edge all along here. And I have a new blade. I'm going to hold the blade at a very shallow angle and just follow it, keeping your eye on the ball all the way along. And if I played my cards right, there we go. Comes off like that. Let's do the other edge while we're at it. Stuff does want to cling to the table. Okay, here we go. One long cut. You don't even have to press down that hard. Let the blade do the work. There's that one. This one's a little tricky because I left these extensions on, but I can sort of chop those off, I think. Usually works okay if I want to do this with the knife. But I tell you, the scissors really is easiest for cutting off those extensions. And you don't have to use this big monster scissors. I have these little orange Fiskars that I like. And that's good. Let me clean that up with the scissors. Good. Done. Ready. What do we have left? We have wingtips. 1, 2. Same idea. It's good to clean up in between your spraying so you don't have all these little bits of plastic clinging to everything. Let's see, there's one of my little pieces. Here's my, that's not it. Where did it go? I had another little piece all cut out. There it is. So I'll have those guys ready to go. And I'm just going to set the box on top of them, get the parts clear so they're not in the way. Let's see, let's put the box right there. And it's okay if these parts aren't exactly supported on my little piece there. The one thing you don't want is for the part to lie against the bottom of the box. That would, that would be, if that sticks to the bottom of the box, the spars all the way along their length, so it's very hard to get up without breaking it. Okay, good. Move the box. Make sure it's nice and smooth as you can get it. And there's one edge, and it goes. I'm just going to, help the rear edge up because you don't want to be overstressing this covering material. Or I'm sorry, you don't want to overstress the balsa. There we go. And now that's on. Okay. And let's do the last one. Same idea. I want to get this piece of plastic nice and smooth, ready for me to do the thing there. Okay. All right. Last piece. Oop, almost the last piece. I still have to cover the stabilizer, the vertical stabilizer, don't I? Okay, that goes away. Here comes the part. I think I'm going to try this one leading edge first. Maybe that will help do this a little smoother. There we go. Okay, leading edge is down. I'm just going to press down on the trailing edge, and there we go. Okay, pick it up. again, you want to run your fingers along very gently along the surface, make sure it's clinging all the way around. And I'll knock this out with my scissors. One. Two. Three. Four. And we'll do the other one just like it. Okay? There you go. Okay, good. Well, I guess I'll just do it right here. If I have to edit it out, you'll at least already know how to do one of them. I just got these scissors and they're really good. I think I might try to get a bunch of them and see if people want them. Good. Champ. Okay, so I have all the major parts covered. The one thing I need to do is cover the vertical stabilizer. That's just that's much simpler than covering these other parts.